Thanks for checking out the Mac version of the UUinsome Slides project. To follow along this demo, you're going to need a Mac with Keynote installed, the Shortcuts app, and a Chrome browser. With those apps installed, head over to the UUinsome repository. We're going to download OBS Collection for Mac and Apple Shortcuts. Let's start with the OBS Collection. Open up the folder, click on the macOS collection, and then click on the download icon. Once you've downloaded the scene collection, head over to OBS and do scene collection and then click import. Once you've imported the file you just downloaded, go back to the scene collection and enable it. So there are scenes with a special format of the word scene followed by the pipe character followed by the description of the scene. And what this project does is allows Keynote to tell OBS to change between these scenes. So there's different layouts that include the camera and the scene. And as you change slides, OBS will change between these scenes. In order to do that, we're going to need Apple Shortcuts. Go back to the UUinsome repository and click on Apple Shortcuts folder. There are 2 shortcuts for Keynote and 2 shortcuts for PowerPoint. If you're only using Keynote, just download the Keynote ones. So you click on that file, then click on Download. You can find shortcuts by clicking Command space Shortcuts. And in the Shortcuts app, click on the File menu and choose File, Import. Find the files you just downloaded and import them. After that, you can close the Shortcuts app. Now back in the UUinsome repository, we're going to use a page here as our interface between OBS and Keynote. On the right-hand side of the page, click on the GitHub IO link, and this will take us to our controls. Since I'm using Keynote in this example, I'll choose Keynote here. The next section is to make a connection between OBS and this web page. In order for the connection to work, we'll need to turn on the WebSocket server. In OBS, choose Tools, WebSocket Server Settings. In the Plugin Settings section, check the Enabled WebSocket Server checkbox. And in the Server Settings area, view the Show Connect Info to get your password. Then come back into the UUinsome controls page, paste in your WebSocket server password, and press Connect. When the connection is successful, the button should turn green and you'll see a new connection in the WebSocket server setting menu. With the WebSocket server connection successfully made, we're ready to edit our Keynote slides. Bring up Keynote and in the controls, scroll down to the slide tag section. You'll see an enter and exit column. These are the scenes that you can choose when a slide enters after a transition completes, or the scene that will change to once a transition starts when the scene is exiting the stage. To add a tag, you click on the tag. For example, when slide 1 exits, switch to the scene full screen slide lower left. A shape is added to the slide that will be used to trigger the scene change. Let's add some more slides. New slide. Let's change to this. When this slide exits, let's have the scene change to full screen slide upper right. And let's have the camera change to a medium. Let's add another slide. We'll change to this penguin. And when this slide exits, we will change the scene to over the shoulder and switch the camera back to wide. You can also add notes to your slides that will appear in OBS. To add notes in Keynote, click on View, Show Presentation Notes. Let's just grab this text as an example. And paste it in. And let's add one final slide. Now let's test the slides. We'll put the slide into play mode and make it fill the screen. Back in OBS, we also need to show our controls. So if everything has gone successfully, when we click next, the scene will change. Great. Perfect. Now for the notes, there's a scene called Slide Notes. Right-click on that scene and choose Window Projector. Then say Always on Top and position it where you'd like it. So now when we go to that slide, the notes should appear in the teleprompter. And there they are. In the teleprompter settings, you can play or pause the scrolling. You can make the text larger or smaller. You can make it scroll slower or faster. And that is the Mac version of the UUinsome Slides project. If you're able to use it, I'd be happy to hear. Take care.